HAS 11 Weather Impact Forecast is sponsored by Tom Sondergeld Plumbing and West Shore Home.
Once again, we want to check in with our weather impact team, Chief Meteorologist Mallory Schnell and Extreme Weather Specialist John Gordon. You both are going to take us through the evening hours. We've got sort of a break. At one point, I looked out downtown a little minute ago before we went on the air, and it was barely raining. But you said there's a lot more, and a lot more lightning behind this.
Yeah, there's a lot more to go, right, John?
Might have things changed, haven't they, since then?
Yeah, so we've been watching that first wave of showers and storms that caused some wind damage. Of course, we got reports of trees down, power outages, and flash flooding. That's what that became, a major flooding threat for us. And now we're watching the main line.
Act 2's coming. We have a large line of storms. Mallory will be tracking that out from it's near Evansville. It'll be in Du Bois County here within 45 minutes, and Louisville about 1:30 with 40 to 60 mile an hour winds.
Yeah, so we have a big wind threat along that main line, a lot of lightning as well. I mean, the lightning really hasn't died down at all as this continues to surge off to the southeast. So that's going to continue to hang on with a lot of power. It's going to be a noisy storm, and we can take the radar full here. We're also noticing some tornado warnings along the leading edge as well. So you can see here on the satellite and radar, still very busy. So the activity that was over us is slowly pushing off to the east, and now this main line, this is the reason why we have a weather impact alert for this evening and tonight. The main line that the model data has been really latching on to for the last several days. And we kept talking about this being an overnight threat. This is why, this was supposed to be an after 10 p.m. through about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning event. We just had a lot of activity out ahead of it, and we still have many warnings along that leading edge. We are under a severe thunderstorm watch until 4 a.m. for all the highlighted counties in yellow, but once that leading edge of the storms rolls through your county, you are in the clear. We're just waiting for it to enter our area. You'll notice tornado watches off to our west, but we are looking at that wind threat with an isolated tornado threat. And as we mentioned off the top, we've been tracking flash flood warnings. We were talking about it on our continuous stream all evening, where we were dealing with a lot of reports of flooded roadways, submerged cars or stuck cars in flooded roadways in the Louisville metro area. And we still also have that flash flood warning from Paoli over to Madison, Indiana for now. Just off to the northwest, the polygons that are the big blocks of orange or yellow, those are severe thunderstorm warnings, and then within those, your tornado warnings. But zooming into the actual radar, we're seeing just more scattered activity. This is in between the first batch and the second batch of the main line. Here's that main line. You can see it with all the lightning, the heavy rainfall in the red, and also some very strong winds out along it as well. We've been seeing some isolated red polygons. Those are your tornado warnings embedded in there with any kind of rotation being picked up. But take a look at the 6-hour storm reports. So a lot of tree icons, that is your wind damage, a lot of flood icons in the Louisville metro area, and a few hails here or there with the storms that we had earlier in the afternoon and evening. So as we continue onward through tonight, we're watching that main line that will be cutting in from northwest to southeast. I think this is maybe a half hour or so too slow. Cutting into Louisville around 1 a.m., between 1 and 2 a.m., and then down to our south, out of here, continuing to weaken as it moves into a more unfavorable environment. Early tomorrow morning, losing its steam as it does so. Much of your Tuesday will be dry. We'll likely see some sunshine, and then we watch for some additional storms that are possible, especially along and south of the parkways tomorrow evening into tomorrow night. We could have some lingering showers early Wednesday for that morning commute. Otherwise, we start to get a quieter weather pattern in here. That includes for Thurby, temperatures starting to cool into the 60s with overnight lows in the 40s. For Oaks Day, we could see a passing shower or so in the really midday afternoon period. Derby looking dry and cool with overnight lows in the low 40s, and then we start to warm things up. And of course, a reminder, on an active day like today, you can stream the radar anytime on the WHAS 11 Plus app.